We're going to review the operation of the Model 663 scale control panel. Here we have our keypad. Up in the top left is the zero push button. That's used to zero the weight display due to any buildup of product on the weighing surface. Here we have the select button. We have the units button that is used to convert between pounds and kilos. The tare button is not used. The scale select button, that's used to exit out of the parameter screen. So wherever we are in the scale parameter selection, if we hit the scale select twice, that'll take us back to the main screen. Scale select is also used if it's a multi-head scale, it's used to toggle from one scale head to the other. The print button is not used in this case. The start and the stop are used for setting up some parameters that we'll see later on. The setup button is used to go into the setup for each different product number for scale parameters. The enter is used for entering parameters, and then we have the number pad. F1 here is used to turn the filler on and off. So push it once for on, push it again for off. F2 is used to put the scale in hold or run. In the run position, the weigh hopper will dump when it's reached its weight. It'll dump when the bag is put on the clamp and the bag in place switch is activated. In the hold position, it'll weigh up, and even if the bag is put on the clamp or the bag in place signal is given, the scale will not dump. F3 is manual discharge. We can manually dump the scale at any time to empty the product out of the weigh hopper. F4 is used to accept an out of weight bag. And we'll see as the scale is running, periodically we'll compare the actual weight to the target weight, and if it's outside of the weight range, we'll see this light up, and the operator will have to press F4 to accept the out of weight bag. Now to set up, we'll go into the setup of the unit here. So if we push the setup button, and we'll go to this screen. Now currently we have a key switch that allows the operator to access all the parameters or just a few of them. So right now, let's see if the switch is on, we will see unlocked. So right now we'll assume it's in the lock position, and the operator, if we use the F1 key here, we can arrow up, we can see the final target weight. So this would be the actual weight that they want to achieve. Typically, let's say that would be 25.1 kilos, and enter. The slow fill is the amount of product that will fill during the slow fill mode. Let's say typically 9 kilos for a 2-position gravity gate filler. This good cycle, an asterisk will show here, and it'll also show on the main screen during the filling cycle. After we have the minimum 1.5 seconds of slow fill time, it will read good cycle to indicate to the operator that the scale is set up properly. Free fall, this represents the amount of product dropping through the air. And this is if the free fall weight adjustment feature is turned on, this will automatically adjust itself. So the feeder will actually shut off at the final weight less the free fall value. The product will drop through the air and give us our final desired weight, 25.1. So final, slow fill, free fall. This one has a bag clamp option, so this is the if it has a latching style bag clamp with electric foot pedal, the operator will push the foot pedal, clamp the bag will stay on the clamp and remain there for 1 second after the scale is finished dumping. At that point, it'll automatically release. So those are the variables that we have with it, with the parameter lockout switch activated. Now when we unlock it, we have a whole variety of other features on here, so we'll scroll through the basic ones. Start fill delay. This is the delay to let the weigh hopper door close before the feed gate opens again. Since we don't have a switch on the weigh hopper to confirm when the doors are closed, this is a delay time, typically 0.4 seconds. This is the scale dump time, the duration that the weigh hopper doors are open. For a lot of products, this is actually down at about 0.7 kilos. For some really bulky products, say above 2 or 3 cubic feet, we might bump this up to 1 second or 1.5 seconds. If we have a very sticky product like a molasses feed with a belt fed scale, then we may even go up to about 3 seconds. Auto free fall adjustment. So with this turned on, at a set interval, the scale will compare the actual to the target and adjust the free fall value accordingly. So when we turn the scale on, it'll check and adjust the first 3 bags, and then every 20th bag after that. We have the option to do an auto zero feature, a function. We don't often use it, but sometimes we do. If there's a gradual buildup of product, a sticky product on the weigh hopper, then we would activate this function. And again, we can control when the scale is turned on how many times it will perform it at the beginning, and then an interval after that. This is a tolerance feature where the scale will actually weigh up, settle, compare the actual weight to the target weight, and then if it's outside of the tolerance range, it will not dump. And what will happen is that the out of tolerance, the F4 out of tolerance feature will show up on the main screen, and the operator must press F4 to dump the weigh hopper. And then this is the overage, so 0.2 kilos over the target weight will be within tolerance, and -2 underweight. This would typically be 0.1 under, 100 grams under the target weight would be within the range. Anything outside of that range would be out of tolerance. This is the interval in which it'll do the check, every 20th bag. This is most often used when we have fully automatic bagging lines where there's not an operator there to check the weights periodically. Vacuum gate. This is a feature where we turn on an air operated blast gate that draws vacuum on the body inside cabinet of the filler, so it draws air up through the bag clamp. So this feature can be turned on here. Now what happens is there's a delay, so after the scale goes weight complete, we wait for 2 seconds to open the gate. This just allows the operator time to look at the scale weight to confirm if it is correct, because after the vacuum gate opens, it will typically reduce the scale weight by 200 or 300 grams due to a vacuum draw inside the cabinet. How it works, the vacuum gate, is that as soon as the scale discharges, the vacuum gate opens, and then it closes as soon as the scale drops down into slow fill. Product sampler. There's an option that we have for a pneumatic sampler on the bin, so we can turn it on and off here. We can actually test it also using the start button here. So we can activate that function. We put the interval in which we want it to sample, so typically every 5 to 30 bags. The duration time that the sampler stays on, which is typically half to 1 second. This is the bag. This is a bag counter that's also showed up in the top right of the display here. Master cycle count, how many cycles the complete unit is run, and then the calibration mode. I'll review the calibration mode separately. And so we exit here. So now we'll go through a typical cycle. We turn the filler on, and we see that it is now fast filling. When we reach the 16 kilos, we see it will drop down to slow fill after a 1.5 seconds, good cycle. And then when it reaches the target, we'll see weight complete, and we also saw that it was doing a free fall adjustment. It showed up at the bottom here so that we know it's doing a weight adjustment. Now we'll put it in run, and then we'll give the bag in place input, and which will bag clamp, the scale will dump, and then the weight would drop, and we would go through the filling cycle again. So here we'll come up, free fall, it's just doing a free fall adjustment, final weight, scale will discharge, product drops, and so on. We see on the front display we have all the we have various inputs showing here. Switch means foot pedal or wand switch that closes the bag clamp. Bag on clamp is the switch that allows the scale to dump. And then we also have some other features here. We also have a low bin input that would show that the scale is in a low bin condition and it won't dump.